Hey, everybody. It is 3 p.m. on Tuesday. That must mean it's Zoom-i-Fication conversation time. And I don't know about you guys, but I like had to dig my sweaters out of the closet. It's getting cold. Um, and that means everything's changing. The leaves are drying up, so is our skin. So it was time to get the lovely Sara Sampaio back. She is the owner of Sara's Skin Spa. She not only works with people to help them look their best and feel their best, but she makes her own magical concoctions that help your skin. She can do 1,000 things that really help your skin through all the different seasons. So I had to call her back so that she could come and talk to us about how to deal with the damages from summer and how to take care of being ready to live inside fall. And I need to bring her on because you guys need to talk to her. You ready? Here she comes as I do my thing right now because you got to do what you got to do. Hi, Sara.
Hello, Jean.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I love all the products behind you. Life is really good.
Oh, I'm in my studio today. So
That's awesome. Can you tell everybody a little bit about you? And we do see you. I see you guys out there live. I know we've got people that will be watching this on the replay too with their wine and their jammies. So
yay.
wherever you are, put your comments in the chat. We want to talk to you. Sara wants to answer your questions. But first off, tell us about you.
Well, first of all, thank you for that warm introduction and thank you for having me back. It is a great pleasure to be here and talking to you. Love doing that. And so my name is Sara Sampaio. I am the owner of Sara's Skin Spa. I am a New York licensed esthetician and makeup artist. My spa is out of Sleepy Hollow, New York, and I just love everything from beauty from the inside out. I'm a big believer in your skin looks as good as your insides do. So if they don't look good inside, then you're not going to look that good on the outside. So I love to help people from the beauty from the inside out and whatever concern that they may be experiencing in that moment. And in terms of makeup, I loved just being able to change when you're doing makeup on a woman, and then you show her, she just feels like 150,000% better. And that's across the board. And I just love giving that experience. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I have 2 children. I have a 17 and a 15-year-old, and they're both in high school, and I have a lot of gray hair.
And that is a testament to what she does because she just said she has a 17 and a 15-year-old. Yes, she did. So you got it now. I am so interested. I was not going to go this way. Everybody, she's going to be really surprised with this question. You just said beauty from the inside out. So do you work with people with nutrition as well? Do you talk about what they're eating,
I talk to them about everything. So what they're eating, what they're drinking, how are they starting out their morning? When you get out of bed and get the day moving, how are you starting that? It's really, really important to nutritionally, right? To eat within the first hour that you're awake, but not only eat, but also have protein, right? You want to do that within the first hour that you wake up. So a lot of people are drinking their coffee, having a bagel, but there's no protein. So I talk to people about that. I also, want to help, their supplementation, right? Because even though some people might be eating really super clean and super healthy, we're missing out on a lot of supplementation that we are supposed to get from our fruits and vegetables, right? But if you really look back at the history of farming, and how our vegetables and how we are gathering all of that at this moment, we have lost a lot of nutrition to the actual vegetable that you're eating. So although I love eating vegetables and fruits and so forth, I also do supplement and encourage others to supplement the same way, like vitamin D. Everybody's vitamin D deficient, right? And being vitamin D deficient, not only it's like everything stems from that almost. So if you are supplementing your body for what you need, I think it's really, really important.
That's awesome. I really didn't expect to go in that direction, but it's wonderful to know that it's not just what you slather on the outside, right?
No, definitely not. Everything comes, from your gut is like your second brain. So you definitely have to nourish that, as well as nourish your largest body organ, which is your skin.
Yeah. Stephanie is here playing with us. Hey, Steph, good afternoon to you too.
Stephanie, how do we sound? Because on my end, I sound a little, it's coming in a little gargly, and I want to make sure it's not how it's actually sounding. So if she's on, but if you could put it in the chat, if you can hear us.
Do you hear crackling when it's on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm not sure which side it's on, but it's not. I mean, it's not terribly bad for me.
I wonder if she's
not exactly sure why it's happening.
Do you hear it on your end, Jean?
I do hear it. I hear it on your side, I think.
On my side?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a crackle, but I'm not quite sure why. We didn't hear it before we went live.
I know.
Andrea's saying she's hearing a little bit of a crackle too.
She is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Andrea. Hi, Stephanie.
Yep, Andrea's there. She's helping us out a bit.
I don't know why. Let me see.
Oh, that was better.
Is that not better? That's better?
She's saying put on a headset, which is possible. We were fine before, so I'm not crackling right now.
Oh, a headset. I don't have a headset with me.
Of course not. We're going to have a little bit of a crackle, people, but it'll be okay. Can you bear with us?
I gave it to my daughter this morning. Can I take your headset? And I'm like, okay.
Children.
How about now?
Oh, that's better, but you're frozen. So I hear you. You sound good.
You hear me? And I don't hear.
But I can't see you.
You can't.
No, but I can't see you moving. You're not moving, but you are talking.
Oh my God.
And everybody, it's live. We were together for 15 minutes and it was all working beautifully.
I know, and everything
before we went live.
Aww.
Hang in with us just for a second. This is because Sara makes everybody look good. She wants to make sure she looks good. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sara while she's kind of working on what she's working on. Sara has worked with many people that are really good friends of mine. Sara has concocted these magical foundations for them, has done skincare work with them. It's oh, Andrea says it's better now. The audio is better now, but you're frozen and she'd rather see you and deal with the crackling. I agree. I want to see you.
I'm going to try to come in with my other phone, see if it helps.
Okay.
We're just going to...
We're trying something. But Stephanie says, you're frozen, my friend, but the upside is you're beautiful and so is your skin.
Oh my gosh, she's way too nice. All right.
Okay, hold on. I think we got it. Let's try this. How's that? Oh, now we have an echo.
I'm going to turn off my other phone.
Yep. Oh, that's better.
Is that better?
Much better. Yay, everybody, we're good.
Thank the Lord. All right.
All right, now we're going to start asking questions. If you are out there and you have questions, please let us know. The feedback stuff, I think, was because we had two phones going, but now I think we're fine. So first question, we've rolled out of summer, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, are there things that we need to care about so that we can roll out of that summer skin mode?
Well, definitely still continue using your SPF. I think that's super important. I think a lot of people tend to, oh, it's fall or it's gotten colder. I'm not going to, no need for SPF. That's really important to use all year round. So given said that, if there's, if your skin starts to feel a little drier, start to think about things to do, right? Start thinking, are you drinking enough water, right? And I always think it's great to have like a bottle of water with the straw on it. You're more likely to drink during the day. If you have to open a contraption and go get it somewhere, it's not happening. So definitely drinking a lot of water. Also, as the weather is changing, our bodies want to feel warm as well. So in the morning, you really want to take a really hot shower and you're like, oh, I feel so good. Well, not so good for your body,
I
right?
knew you were going to say that.
Oh, I know. I have to remind people because I think we kind of talked about it last time, but you have to be reminded as we go into the fall and into the winter. Really don't turn that hot water on, kind of keep it on the lukewarm, and even cold showers, they're like really good for you. So, um, I know, not fun, but they are good and healthy for your body. But yes,
Okay, just
definitely.
who's watching is with me. Like, hot showers are my life.
I
I'm sure that's
know.
how my skin is falling apart, but they're my life.
Yeah, because that's going to really dehydrate your skin, Like, I mean, I'm sure if you're gone into a sauna, right? And then you come out of the sauna, it's detoxified your body, but you feel like, oh my God, give me water. I'm so like parched and dehydrated, So the same thing. So no hot showers, people. Um, the other tip I'd like to give is as soon as your house starts to get hot, keep in mind, maintain, your heat not so high in your house. Also, maybe add a humidifier to your bedroom to give a little bit of like that humidity, right? But when it comes to skincare, like take an inventory of what you have, first of all, right? Have you been using a moisturizer possibly for the past 10 years? I often hear that. Oh, I love my moisturizer. I've been using it for 10, 15 years. And that's awesome. I was so happy that, at least you are dedicated to using a routine. But it's important to also know that your body gets used to it, right? And we kind of want to keep it tricked. So I always think like every season, you really should change something in your routine of skincare and add something, change something. You just want to keep it tricked, right? So in terms of skincare, you might want to switch over to a more hydrating moisturizer. But one thing to keep in mind is to always cleanse, tone, and moisturize. Those three things are like the most important thing. And I often hear sometimes that you might be cleansing, right? And I will ask, what are you cleansing with? And I might get, oh, with a facial, either a wipe or a micellar water, which, they're both great and they both have its place in the cleansing. But if you're doing one or the other and not following up with a cleanser, then you're not really doing a deep cleanse. You're not cleansing, you're not really cleaning out all those pores, oils, dirt, makeup. So you really want to be conscious about that. Definitely use a cleanser, and you always want to be doing that 3 routine: cleanse, tone, moisturize, morning and night.
So both morning and night.
Absolutely, morning and night, and the 3, right? Like if you cleansed your skin in the morning but didn't tone or moisturize, everything has its job to do, right? And so if you were telling me, oh, my skin's really dry, well, did you do the 3 steps? Is it possible you might have missed the step? Or is it, what product are you using? Are the ingredients, do they work together, right? Are the ingredients developed so that they penetrate through the top layer of your skin so they're not just sitting on the skin, right? You don't want your skincare to, kind of just, you put it on, but then it doesn't go anywhere. Like it just sits. You really want your skincare to completely penetrate through the layers of the skin. So for lots of reasons, for hydration, anti-aging, so many reasons, right?
So one of the things that I see advertised everywhere
Mm-hmm.
is the you're gonna love it. I know what you're gonna say already, but the at a home microdermabrasion thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I now can open the floor so you can tell me how horrible that is. I can't imagine doing that at home. Like I can't, but
Well, I always, I think that we've gone through such a time, right, that everything was at home. So people were desperate for certain things and that they weren't getting at the time. But I do believe that certain like exfoliation mechanisms have its place in an aesthetic room, right? Um, so when it comes to that, even Are you exfoliating too much? Are you doing it every day? Are you doing it twice a day? Because, there's people who are like, I really just want to get rid of that. So they'll do it twice a day, possibly. You know what I mean? Maybe you're doing it 3 times a week. Who knows, right? So it's important to check in with your professional that you trust and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. Is that really something that I should be doing at home? So just check in. Personally, you can over exfoliate your skin, and now you're really desensitizing your skin, and you can turn your skin into more sensitive than what it already is. And the different products, right? There's people who want to exfoliate with other things, but consist like 3-4 times a week. And that can be too much for some people.
So talk to me. You guys out there, if you have questions, put them in the chat. But I'm asking things that matter to me too. Talk to me about under eye bags, because like I'm Italian. Talk to me about dark circles and under eye bags. Are there like tricks to make that like not be as awful?
I mean, look, I think under eye bags is something that a lot of, it's sometimes part of who we are. And, do we need to maybe create some microcirculation in that area to help, soften the bags? Yes, that's definitely something we should do every day. Do we get puffiness on the top and puffiness on the bottom? So in terms of that, you want to create microcirculation. So I have this little tool that I love. So if you can see, it's metal. Yeah. So by nature, it's cold. And what I love to do is run it under cold water, wipe it, and then continue on using it because it's going to be a little bit colder. And so this, you put on a little bit of your eye cream and you create, just circular motions and kind of doing a little bit of a lymphatic. These are your lymph nodes. So if you open them up a little bit, just gently, when you're doing, the microcirculation, you're like, hey, say, waking up cells, let's get moving, right? So you kind of want to do that and then do like, a little bit of a lymphatic motion. And if you do that, say 10 times, do it on the bottom. I do it on the top. Do you ever feel like you get a puffy when you eat salty food?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you eat something that's really salty, the next morning you're going to wake up and it's going to be like, whoa, where are my eyes? So the microcirculation and the lymphatic really is going to help that, just removing some of the puffiness. I also think a really good eye cream is going to help with those dark circles you were asking me about, the ingredients, right? It's the ingredients in the eye cream and how they're being delivered to the eye area, that specific. It's really, really important. So, I love, there's an ingredient in one of the products that I love. It's called penoxide, and it's an instant brightener. Like I'll put it on one eye and I'll be like, every time surprises me.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's magical. I told you she could work magic, people.
I only work magic if people use it.
Oh, wait, that was the whole consistency thing, right?
Right. Listen, I just had a client of mine. She was like, oh, it's been so hard to do my skincare, but I'm going to give it a go. Right. And since you were talking about consistency, I can't help but to say that, okay, I love creating routines for clients. It's going to work for their lifestyle. Right. So if you can only do the cleanse, tone, and moisturize, then that's it. Like, that's what you're committing yourself to, right? If you decided you wanted to add an eye cream or, a serum, then we'll talk about that. But you really have to be good at doing those 3 things before anything else. So she says, I've started my routine. My skin is looking amazing. This was like 3-4 weeks into her doing her skincare routine. And I said, look, all you have to do is be consistent, set up a little bit of time. As you're brushing your teeth in the morning, as you brush your teeth at night, you give yourself the time. Say, listen, family, this is my time. I'm going to go brush my teeth. Y'all brush your teeth. I don't go bother you. So when I'm brushing my teeth, don't come bother me. I'm going to do my routine. So, if you're dedicating that time and you're brushing your teeth and you're doing those steps they've committed to doing, you really are going to see a difference. Now, are you going to see a difference tomorrow? the next day? No, it's going to take time. I always say a wrinkle didn't appear overnight and it's not going to go away overnight, but it certainly will get better if you are consistent to helping, whatever you want to change on your skin or help improve.
Well, the cells are regenerating, right? So there's like a period of time where you've kind of like turned over all of your cells. I don't remember what that is.
28 days. So, so that's why it's really important if you're trying to work on your skin and there's a specific concern that you stay committed, at least for 28 days. Obviously, the goal would be that if you're committing for 28 days, that you've created a really nice routine that's going to work for your lifestyle, and then you can carry it on forever and ever. Amen. But also, it's really great that you would get a skin treatment every 28 days. So every month, every 4 to 6 weeks, you kind of want to, if you're working on a specific issue, you kind of want to maintain and be consistent with that as well.
So when people are talking about this, so many people, and I think you addressed it a little bit, talk about the time investment. I just don't have time to do this. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I want to splash water on my face. So at a minimum, if we were going to do just the bare minimum of what it would take to have healthy skin, what do you think the time investment really is?
I mean, if you were to cleanse, tone, moisturize, I don't think if you were doing those 3 steps, right? It's not going to take more than 5-6 minutes. I mean, that's like pushing it, like I always like to do a double cleanse. So that's really important. I wash my face once, right? And then remove everything with my cleanser. And when I'm doing it, you kind of like, remember when you were a kid and they said, or they, the dentist said to you, sing the song, happy birthday, right? Like, okay, sing the song, happy birthday when you're washing your face. Like you shouldn't just put it on and then take it off. Like you want to massage it, like follow the steps, cleanse everything, like, everywhere, right? By your ears, and wash it all off, right? And then do it again one more time, right? So that's going to remove all the, oils. The first one is going to remove dirt, makeup, right? All the stuff that's on your skin. The second time, you're going to really get deep and clean those pores, I'm sure you often hear me like, the nose that I'm doing.
It's really gross.
I have been spending a lot of time doing a lot of extractions because, as people are just starting to come back, and it's been, a good 18 months to 2 years. People haven't had a facial. So there's, and were you consistent during that time? Possibly not. And so now we're just getting into it, right? So by doing that extra cleanse, it's going to really help clean out and keep your pores clean.
That's awesome. Steph has gone straight to, I don't want to do it in my bathroom. How often do I need a facial? How often do I need to go somewhere and get a facial?
Look, I say minimum every season. There's 4 seasons. You should have a facial every season, right? I see clients that, sometimes they come once a month and 6 weeks, every 6 weeks, so really just depends if we're working on something specific or are we working on maintenance. And everybody's maintenance can be different. The best that I like is every 6 weeks.
So when you're doing, and everybody's going to figure this out, but I know very little about this. So when you're doing a facial, what are the pieces, parts that you do other than like rubbing, because that makes me happy? But what are the pieces, parts that you do for a facial?
That is such a great question, right? Because you believe it or not, there's people who haven't had ever a facial. So they'll come in and, it could be maybe a 16-year-old, or it could be somebody who's maybe in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, or even 70s. So that's like a really, really good question. The steps to a facial are typical. I do a double cleanse, and I do an enzyme. So enzymes they're all targeted for different. This one in specific smells like a brownie, and it's anti-inflammatory, and it helps with calming the redness, and it opens up the pores, right? Versus maybe this one, it's a little bit more active. So there's different enzymes. One can have a steam, one may not be able to have steam. So we do an enzyme step, and I use steam if the enzyme allows for it. The steam is going to help to open up all the pores. And if you have those extractions, it makes it a lot easier to do and perform. After that, I do a nourishing step, and then I put on a mask. And all the masks are different depending. Do you need hydration, right? Are we working on brightening their skin and you don't need hydration? But what if you need hydration and you need to brighten the skin? Whoa! Guess what? I customize the mask for you, right? Specifically for what you need, and then that mask sits. And while that happens, I give you like this. We do like this amazing breathing exercise, and I do a scalp massage for about, I don't know, 5-7 minutes while that's all happening. And then I remove the mask, and then I add like, anywhere from, I do mists. Mists are important toners, right? We want to tone our skin. We want to balance it out. And then serums, right? I'm big on serums. Some people I may only put one serum or two. And then there are people that I might be using maybe 4 serums, and then ended with a moisturizer. And if it's daytime, moisturizer, and then SPF.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. It's about an hour, sometimes an hour and 15 minutes, depending on that extraction time.
Steph has been watching that person with the pimples on TV, I think, because she wants to know.
Pimple popper.
Yeah. she wants to know if you suction out pimples. If you suction out pores.
Yeah. So I, believe it or not, it's all about my hands. I do everything. All the extractions come with my own hands most of the time, right? There's a few instances that I might use a machine. So if I need to dehydrate something, a pore, because maybe, it's a cyst, or, it's something that, it's a pimple that I just want to get rid of, then, and the client is okay with it, I might use a machine to dehydrate that. It's a high frequency machine.
Steph's like, no, I want to know if she extracts with a machine. She just answered that, Steph.
Yeah. I extract with my hands. Yeah.
It's very much a hands-on experience when you go.
Yeah. I take pride in my extractions because
I love this
part.
Andrea's looking forward to her facial next week because she needs more help.
I'm so excited.
After that explanation of what happens, I think everybody should be looking forward to a facial. That sounds amazing.
And you know what? It's not like self-care, right? Like we're all thinking about like self-care. It's important to take that time, and it's all about you. Come, relax. If you can, put your phone down a little bit. If it allows for that. Sometimes it may not, right? Depending on the person's situation. But if you can, you come in and just relax. This environment here is so it's quiet, and it's really mental health, and you need that break. You need a little bit of self-care. You need a break from everything and just enjoy the moment. And I'll do all the work and you do all the relaxation.
I think we're losing you, Sara. I think we've got a connection issue.
Oh, no.
No, we're good now. Okay.
I was just saying that it's, you come and you relax and I do the work, and it's all about self-care, and just taking the time for you, because it's so important.
Well, when you were talking, the thing that I couldn't help but think of is we have so many people that are sort of clogging our minds with their pictures on social media, but they're running filters on all those pictures.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
behind the filter is not great skin, and as a person walking out into the world or just looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing, a face that you love to look at is really helpful.
Yeah, it's really helpful and it's really important, taking care of, the first thing people see about you is that, face, your big smile, and maybe not so much the smile anymore, but we're all walking around with the mask. But it is under there. We all smile with our eyes. We've learned how to do that. But you're right. I think it's really important to be happy with your skin, because that's the first thing that you're looking at in the mirror. And if you're not feeling good about that, you're not really feeling good about, your whole self. And I believe huge and self-esteem is important for everyone, whether you're a
So,
man or.
two things I'm really happy that you said. One is skincare is not gender specific. It is male and female.
Mhm.
In a lot of cases, I bet some of the people walking in, it's harder with the men because they don't do as much as women tend to do because women have been sort of programmed to do it.
Correct. Correct. Men are kind of like, I wash my face with Dove, and that's it.
Or Old Spice. I just use the bar soap. It's all good.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, are you interested in moving forward with a, specific and more specific routine for you? And that always the answer always depends, on what they're interested. But yeah, it is what people are willing to take on a daily basis and make a commitment to.
The other thing that you said, because you were talking about people wearing masks, a lot of people have really had issues because the mask rubs on their skin. Because are there any special things that people need to be doing to manage that?
Definitely, doing the 3 steps: the cleansing, the toning, the moisturizing every morning and night. They might want to also, do an exfoliation technique, or, once, twice a week, depending on their skin. There's different exfoliations that they can use. And, see your professional, get a facial, if you're having a lot of congestion, that's something that needs to be taken care of. But keeping that area clean is the most important. And it's hard, we're talking, we're doing this, and changing your mask, constantly changing your mask, have your disposables. Or if you're using the cloth one, wash that mask. If you're breaking out and it's consistent and it's bad, then I would change a mask morning and afternoon. Have a couple of masks that you're carrying around. And if it's a real break, if it's a lot of breakout, then use disposables until that clears up.
That I think is such a huge thing because people really are hanging on to these masks. Look, your skin, your health, like clean your mask,
Hmm.
change out your masks,
Hmm.
use the disposables when you can. Stay healthy, stay safe, but you're not staying healthy or safe if you're using a dirty mask.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, and there's no need. Just every night, just clean it, and or gather them and do one big wash. And then add the disposables if you're, like I said, like if you're really having a terrible breakout.
So I kind of want to switch over because
Hmm.
cleansing is really, really important. But once it's cleansed, because I know that there's the whole makeup side of you.
Right.
And a lot of us have been, emerging into the world and trying on makeup. Someone was teasing me because I have lipstick on. If any of you have watched my Zoom-i-Fications, I don't really wear that stuff. But Sara was coming on. I had to wear lipstick.
And I think when you put on lipstick, you just feel so much better.
But are there trends for the fall? Are there things we should be watching out for or looking at? Oh, wait, no, first question. How
Mhm.
long can you keep makeup?
Oh gosh, it's different for every different, like, make. So like a palette, versus a mascara. Like a mascara, after 6 months, you kind of just want to chuck it. I actually was cleaning out my makeup bag today because I have like a professional bag. So I was going through it and cleaning things out and getting rid of things. But mascara, 6 months, just get rid of it. Lipstick, like, if you shouldn't really carry one lipstick from one season to the next. It may not, the next season, it may not like be that great. Like I have this color that I love that I wore today. I mean, literally obsessed. over this color, and it looks great on everybody, and everybody loves it. And it's, look, can you see? It's like a plummy.
Oh, it's pretty.
It is such a pretty color, and it's, it just feels like fall. But if you put it on the summer, it feels like summer. Like it just, right? It's just a versatile color that works for everybody. And like now it looks like a fall color, like I was wearing a sweater the other day, kind of was like this color. And so I love this in specific. I like a supernatural look. And I think when we're talking to the everyday woman, that's what they're looking for, right? Everybody's looking for a natural look, something that they can wear every day, something that it's easy. Like they don't want complications. That's everybody that most of the time that I'm speaking with, there are the exceptions, there are women who want to put a little bit more on. But for the everyday, that's what I hear. I just, want a foundation that matches my skin, right? It doesn't dry me out. It keeps me moisturized and keeps me looking my age. And I think that's important. So getting the right foundation onto your skin is key number one to makeup, right? If you're going to put it on as a base. And then, you layer it on. I always think like, if you're going to do anything on a daily basis, I put on a little bit of an eyebrow. I think if you don't have, an eyebrow, I think it's important to structure that on your face. A mascara, a lip, any color that matches your skin, blush, and a little bronzer. Like all of that goes a long way, right? And if you did that, I guarantee you're going to feel like, oh my God, I feel great today,
So really, it's not so much about following the color trends for the season. It's more about the colors that work for you.
Absolutely. Like for instance, like a plum, right? Or really super bright plum might look good on me, but it may not look so great on you. Like if you were to put it on, So you really have to work with the colors. Maybe neutrals would be great on you, but maybe not on, So you just have to like play along with what looks good on you. I think it's great to follow the trends. I mean, right now, like green, the color green, I'm obsessed with green, like dark, obsessed. And I love a good eyeshadow in green, but am I going to wear that all day, every day? I may not, I might use it as an accent color once in a blue moon. And so if you have those pop colors in your collection and use them, whenever fits your, maybe you're going on a date or maybe you're going to see somebody for dinner, but on an everyday, from what I find from, speaking with people, with women, they want something simple that they can follow on a daily basis.
It also makes you a little bit more relatable, I think, which it sounds weird, but I work with people all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I I cringe a little bit when women walk into the studio and they are like you could literally do this and you would leave an indent in all the makeup that's on their face. There's this idea that, oh, I need a ton of makeup, but actually the more makeup you pile on, sometimes the older you look, the
Yeah, it's also the quality of the makeup, right? I had to make a foundation for a client of mine because she's like, she had a foundation that she's had for a while and they don't make it anymore. So I recreated it for her, but I was trying to get the color right. I needed a swatch, and it took me a little while to get that swatch. So that means that the pigment of that color isn't so strong, right? So the quality, right? So when you are using makeup, right, you shouldn't need to put on a lot. Like when you're applying a shadow, like a little bit, right? But if you have a shadow that doesn't have that much pigment, you're constantly trying to more and more. So it's all about.
Dep, I just lost you. There we go. I think you're back.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah.
So just the pigment and the quality of the makeup is really important. And then, yeah, you're right. Like, I had a consultation with a client for a makeup application. She's like, well, I don't want a lot of makeup on me, I'm like, well, that's kind of like, I'm more of like, when I'm applying makeup, I want to apply makeup for the natural, because that's most of my clients. They want to look themselves and they just want to look a little made up. Are there clients that want a little bit more makeup? Sure. And then we'll do that because that's what they want. But I find that most of the time, most people want to look supernatural.
It certainly is. Um, from my perspective, when I do I think it really does create a more authentic feel. People really feel like they're talking to you. They're not talking to you ready for a night out on the town. And look, if you're going for a night out on the town and you want to blow it up, baby.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, if you want those lashes, like this Saturday, lashes, tons of contour, the eye pop, the whole 9 yards. Fine. I think that's great. And, she looked fabulous, ready for a night out, and I think that has a time and a place for itself. And most people may not be comfortable in that. You have to be comfortable in your own skin with that makeup, because I mean, for you, and people are coming in to take pictures of themselves. They want to feel themselves, right? And I think that's really important. And you want to see that through the lens. They're being their most authentic self. Now, if somebody doesn't feel like themselves, that certainly is going to come across, and it's going to make it a lot harder for you, because you can feel that they're not like vibing at their 100%, right? And that can be really hard when trying to get that best picture for themselves, and they may not be able to bring that across. So
just as you walk through the world too, I think that if you feel like you had to do something extraordinary to make it possible for you to be out there, there's a whole conversation wrapped up in that.
Oh.
Women, you are beautiful in your skin, so enhance it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hide it, right?
Right.
So here's a question that I think a lot of people at a certain age group are asking. Excuse me, because you hear the conversation. Mm-hmm. Does age change the kind of makeup that you want to wear?
Well, absolutely. Right. So if in my 20s, I wanted something like, for instance, foundation, right? Maybe in your 20s, you're a little bit, your skin's a little bit oilier and you want to look a little bit more matte, right? So you want a matte foundation that's going to, conceal all of, your natural oils that you're creating, which, by the way, if you don't use a moisturizer, your skin's going to create naturally more oil. So anyways,
which seems so counterproductive, right?
I digress.
But no, I love that you said that, though, because I do think people look at that and it just feels very counterproductive, right? It's like, my skin is oily. Why do I want to put more stuff on it?
You have to moisturize, because you're oily doesn't mean that you're hydrated, right? You can have oily skin but be super dehydrated. So yeah, I think in makeup, again, as we move through the different decades of our age, our needs do change, right? As you mature, now you need more hydration, right? So that foundation that was matte in your 20s and possibly also in your 30s, now you want a little bit more dewiness, right? And you want a little anti-aging in there, a little bit of skincare, right? So when I'm creating that foundation for, somebody in their 20s and 30s, and creating a foundation for somebody who's in their 50s and their 60s, the formulas are totally different, right? And that's what's so great about being able to customize, because you customize for the specific person, right? When you're getting something that's at a counter or over the counter, it's already been created, right? All the toners are already in there. All of whatever they've put in is already in there. And they're probably not using skincare, right? I add skincare to it, which I think is really important. And I really call it's like your skin in a bottle, right? Because when you leave here, there's no demarcation, right? The tone it better be perfect. And if it's not, I say, come right back. We'll make it perfect, you know? Lighting in your house, lighting here might be different. And then we can adjust it, right? If you have some more yellow undertones versus somebody else who doesn't, you know? So yeah, absolutely. Shimmer, right? Like if we put shimmer in our eyes as we get a little more mature, that may not be so great because then it sits on our wrinkles, right? Versus somebody who's in their 20s is all like, ooh, glittered up. That's really
Big
great on
chunky
them.
glitter.
Right?
Yeah. I
But when
have to do
you're
this.
older, you want a shadow that's a little bit more matte, you know?
Willie said, thanks for sharing the importance of feeling and being oneself. Willie, you are the most authentic human. I'm so
We
glad you
love
said
you.
that. Willie is amazing.
He
Thanks
is
for
so,
being here.
yeah, he is pretty amazing.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Um, it
Yeah.
is true.
Thanks for tuning in.
One of the things that you said was about having it really match. We've all been there, where we see the person who from here up is one color and from here down is another.
Yes.
Like avoiding that I'm wearing a mask of makeup look.
Right. And I think it's important, right? Because not only that, like if you look at your foundation, if it looks powdery and it's the wrong shade, it's going to be like stick out. So the ingredients in your foundation are important, right? Does it have talc? If it has talc, like, okay, that's a bottle filler and it's comedogenic. You don't want that in your foundation. Bismuth chloride, another bottle fill. It's an, you know, a chemical. You don't want that in your foundation either, you know. And then, you know, the discoloration. Sometimes there are, you know, people who might have a lighter face and a darker neck and a darker décolleté. So we might want to say, okay, do we want to match your neck and your décolleté? Or do we want to match your face? Like like what's your personal preference, right? But if you are one toned, it's important to keep that. And some people might like, oh, you know what, make it as maybe a little darker, or they might, you know, make it a little darker with a little bronzer. So it's really up to the client, and that's what I love, the customization. But at the end of the day, most people want to match.
And just be even, right? Just have that
Yeah.
even skin tone.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and even because sometimes we also have discoloration under the eye, we might have discoloration at the top. We just want to even everything out, you know, and we can accomplish that.
So you're wearing glasses. I'm wearing glasses. I'm going
Yes.
to ask, are there secrets to making your eyes like pop when you're wearing glasses? Because I think glasses can hide you.
So I thought about do I wear glasses? Do I not wear glasses? Eyeliner, mascara. I have both. Sometimes you know, today I think I have a bottom liner and I wore it specifically for you because it's purple and it's the fall. So I love the purples in the fall. um, and so if you wear eyeliner, you know, I always, when it comes to shadow, I always like to put something bright in the corner so it really pops your eye, especially like when we're wearing glasses, you know. You want it to stick out. And so I think those things are important. Doing your eyebrows, right? You you really are shaping your face when you're doing the eyebrows.
Awesome. I am so obsessed with everything that you do, and I do love that it is so customized, that it's not one size fits all.
No. And then people will ask me, how come you don't like have a, you know, a whole thing of facials, like, you know, already set up, right? And my answer to that is I have those specific ones, right? I have like an oxygen facial. I have a super anti-aging, like erase the years facial, right? That, you know, it's pretty much those two can be used for a specific woman or man, right? But then when you're coming in, I mean, there's people who are going to have concerns about anti-aging, people who are coming in with rosacea, people who are coming in with, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, and they just want to work on that. I see a lot of clients who are, you know, suffering from acne, and so we're working on that. So I really like, you know, make it very customizable, right? Just like when I said, if somebody was, you know, needed to use a, you know, wanted to brighten their skin, but their skin was dehydrated. For the mask, I might incorporate a brightener that is a mask into a mask that's hydrating. So mix them together, you know? So it really just depends, whatever, you know, what the day calls for. And I've, I've hardly ever, offered a facial that's been the same on one day, you know, because everybody's different. So I think everybody needs to have a little bit of their own spice in their facial.
But that's what makes it so special, because we're really in a place where you're really looking at each individual person as a unique being that needs unique support. My skin is different than everybody else's skin.
Right. I love this pumpkin. We have this pumpkin. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's a pumpkin mask because it's fall and everybody loves pumpkin. Well, not everybody loves pumpkin. Not everybody's going to love the smell. When they come in, I ask very specific questions, you know. Are you sensitive to certain fragrances, right? And certain smells? Are you claustrophobic? I should probably know that, right? There's like a lot of things I ask, you know, and if they're sensitive to smells, what kind of smells are you sensitive to? Right. So then I go through, hey, is this one okay? Does the oh, you don't like pumpkin? Oh, okay, no worries. We don't have to do that, you know. Or there's people who are like, I love pumpkin. So
Steph is asking for apple cinnamon, but I'm still like hooked on the idea that you have chocolate.
Oh, this smells just like I had a college student ask me if he could package it up and bring it to college with him. It literally smells like a brownie, or you know when you mix that batter, it smells so good. Everybody's like, "Ooh, I want a brownie after this. I should probably make some."
You should.
Here's a take home.
Now that my skin's all lovely, for some reason, I just really want a brownie. So we are. Oh wait, Stephanie says we're making her hungry.
Next time.
So we are cruising towards the top of the hour. I could talk to you forever. I love this. So Willie, we were talking about that, but that's exactly where I was going back to. Willie wants to know, what are the best ways to protect your skin in winter?
So staying hydrated, right? The temperature in your house is really important. There's a lot of homes that have been built with forced hot air. So, you know, be thoughtful and mindful of that. You might need to, add a humidifier in your house for those purposes. You know, not hot showers. Jean Turman, not hot showers. I know. You hear me? Drinking a lot.
Really, she wants us to take cold showers. She doesn't want us to take hot showers.
Yeah, cold showers are good. Really, really good. Drinking a lot of water, and then really looking at the skincare that you have and taking inventory. I always ask my clients, hey, if you bring in your skincare, let's see what, are we using it correctly? Do you need assistance with that? Or is it in the right order? Are we doing our skincare in the right order? So, and for the winter, everything might need to be a little bit more hydrating, including your cleanser, your toner, your moisturizer. We'd have to look and see, but definitely adding hydration to what you're doing.
And skin is bigger than this, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's hands. There's there's a lot of skin.
Yes. Your hands, moisturize, get a moisturizer that's thick, I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you are able to see it. I'm going to put it on here. It's a very thick body moisturizer, right? What is great about this is that it really is going to hydrate you. So when I put it on, you see that? You can even see it through the camera.
Right.
Super hydrating. So your body, you're coming out of the shower, you want to put lotion on your body, put it on hands. We're constantly hand sanitizing. Let me tell you, in the winter, this will be like the actual maybe first winter that we're out and about after being home for so long, and we're constantly hand sanitizing. So you really want to have a moisturizer that is going to really hydrate your skin. Make sure that you also are doing it to your feet. We always forget about our feet. Like, who wants to moisturize feet? Okay. But you do, like, your feet are dry. So add your lotion to your feet, and put on some socks maybe for a little bit. That will help.
Also, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I had a problem because I was rushing, right? So I was washing my hands, I was doing great, and then I was running outside, and they were still kind of damp.
And it was cold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you want to dry your hands, moisturize, leave dry. Like, don't go outside with wet hair, right? So, you really want to be thoughtful about that. Also, balm for your lip, right? And look at those ingredients, right? Does it have petroleum jelly? Maybe not the best one to be using, right? Because then you're coming back in here and then there's, blackheads around the lips. So that usually tells me something that you're using is really pore clogging. So we have to look at pore clogging ingredients and for everything. That's from your skincare to your makeup to your lip balm.
Well, one of the things that I had learned a while ago, tell me if it's true. A lot of the lip balms, and I look for it now, they put a kind of an acid in it. And while it feels great when you first put it on, it dries out your lips. So all you're doing is constantly putting the stuff on.
Yeah.
Is that
So true. And that happens with your lip balm. That happens with some waters that we're drinking. There's salt in them. Like, why is there salt and sodium in water? To make you even more thirsty so you can buy it again. So, yeah, we have to be mindful of it. That goes back to we were talking about, beauty from the inside out. What are we putting on our body? What are we putting in our body? And just being mindful of, checking those ingredients. If you can do that, I think you're setting yourself up for success.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I really do look for the citrus or the acid in the lip moisturizers, but I never thought about salt in the water.
Yeah, I know.
The things they do to us.
Every day.
The things they do to us.
Yeah.
We are. And I do have to say this. So Stephanie works for ServPro. They are all about making sure everything where we live and work stays good. So she had to put this in because she loves us much. Make sure that you don't over humidify your spaces.
Important.
Because you don't want mold.
True. You don't want to leave that on all the time. Do take a break. I also love in the fall and winter months, like, maybe open your window for a little bit. You got to have that fresh air, So if you're using the humidifier at night, in the morning, open your window up for a little bit, get some fresh air in there.
So I want to let everybody know, because now that you have heard all the amazing things that Sara does, and yes, this is Sara's second time around, so you can go back and you can listen to Sara's first one too. You can go back into the Zoom-i-Fication Conversations archive. She was amazing on the first one too, but I want you to know how to get a hold of her. So she is, her website is sarahskinspa.com. Watch it. There's lots of S's in there. So
yes.
Sara's Skin Spa.
I know there's no in Sara.
So you can go do that. Mm-hmm. And then you can actually reach out to her via email if you want at sarahskinspa@gmail.com. Extra S's too. So watch that. But now that you have heard all the amazing stuff that she does, I know that you're going to want to reach out to her because she is amazing. And apparently with her space in Sleepy Hollow, October is the perfect time to go see her.
October is so busy here in Sleepy Hollow. Let me rephrase that. In Sleepy Hollow, Halloween starts in August. So for those who know, and then it goes through November, and then comes the other holidays. So
that's true, because they do lots of stuff for all the other holidays too. But
a lot of stuff happening. I also want to say, first, thank you so much for having me on, and you really boosted my self-confidence today, and I appreciate that. But if you don't live in the area, I do all of this virtually, except for the treatments, right? But we can do a virtual consultation and discuss your needs, whether they're beauty from the inside out, or if they're makeup, or the custom blend foundation. I also customize those via virtual. So we'll have a virtual consultation and then I will ship it out to you. So the same thing for skincare. If there's skincare that you are looking to introduce into your routine, let me know and I can definitely help you out. And everything just gets shipped out and sent to you directly.
I have to say the thing that I love the most, and we've all been there, right? We've all been at the beauty counter where they have product they want to sell. And so they're like, oh, that orange lipstick looks amazing on you. Or, oh, you need these 19 cleansers.
Right.
We've all been there. Like,
Yes.
anybody listening, whether you're listening live or you're listening on the replay, I know you've seen this. I know you've lived it. So that is the thing, one of the many things, but that is something that I am so in love with about you, is it is not about the products that you want to sell. It is about the products that are right for the person you're talking to.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's number one key. Like I'll say to my client, I had a client the other day, oh, I really want to start with that. Wait a minute. Let's discuss that for a second. How consistent have you been with the last few products, right? You took a little break and you didn't go back on it yet. So let's start with that. And we can always introduce something new in the near future when you feel very confident about what you already have. And I think that's important with everything, whether you're supplementing, whether you're doing makeup, right? Like if you're doing your own makeup and all you're doing is a lip balm, I think it would be silly for anyone to offer you a new 10 products, because what are you going to do with that? Like, let's start with a mascara, something that's feasible. And I think everybody's routines are differently. And when we're talking and doing the customization, it's important to have the conversation about exactly what can you commit to before committing to it, right? And being realistic. I ask like 1,001 questions, but just to get to the bottom of it and make sure that I'm providing them with something that they're going to be successful with.
I love that about you. Thank you so much for caring about us. Thank you so much for coming and playing with me today. Remember, if you need to reach out to her, and actually you just know that you do, you can reach her at sarahskinspa@gmail.com. And if you want to reach me, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm hanging out at jeantermanphotography.com. We both want to help you look great.
Yes.
That's our job. That's our job.
Comments and let us know.
All we do.
You need a picture for the holidays and you need your makeup done. So let's get together. Jean is going to take the best picture ever. I'll make you look your best. So fun time.
I love you. Thank you so much for coming and playing. And for everybody who is watching us live, you know how much I love you too. To the people that are watching on the replay, you're in my heart, people. I know. Have another sip of that glass of wine and do put in the comments what you think of what we were talking about. We will be following up and we do want to hear from you.
Yeah,
thanks, everybody.
Put them in there and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And again, thank you so much for having me. I love coming on and chatting it up with you. You have the best questions and we have the best conversation. And I love talking about beauty. So I appreciate you having me on. Thank you. And thanks everybody for tuning in. And those that are watching it on replay, have a sip for me.
And know everybody, we're back here next week at 3:00. And actually, the lovely lady, Stephanie Bellafato, who was talking to us today, she is going to be on because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and it is in her heart. We really are going to be talking about how to take care of yourself and things to know about breast cancer. Please come and hang with us. Let us know where you are. I know so many people have been touched by that. So yeah, we're going from skincare to healthcare, but it's just how we roll here at Zoom-i-Fication Conversations. So we'll see you back here next week. Love you all. Have a really great week. Thanks again, my love.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.